In a world desperate to tear itself apart, only one man, and some other people, stand in the way of total destruction. Together they will right the wrongs, make bad, good, and single-handedly destroy evil, together. Who is this man, you may ask? This man is Geoff.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Geoff Jones and Friends Make It Better, the show that takes a humble little sausage, wraps it in bacon, dips it in some gravy and roasts for 30 to 40 minutes and ultimately makes it better. I'm today joined by stand-up comedian and digital content creator, Stea. Stea, how are you?
Not bad. Thanks for asking and invite me to this project.
Hey, very, very glad to have you on. I know you're a bit of a master of all things podcasts and media anyway, so it's very much a pleasure to have you on. But without further ado, what is it that we are going to be making better today?
I don't know if we can make it better, but we will try for sure. I hate small talk.
Yeah.
Especially the thing that I hate is I don't know if through history anything made by small talk went anywhere. What is the purpose of small talk?
Well, as in people did it, and then it's just gone. And nothing it has no purpose.
Exactly. I never saw, and I can give you an example. At my daily job, another day, it came someone to me, and people have the tendency to start small talk to try to communicate with someone that they don't know very well. So someone started to me saying that, "Oh, it's so hot in here," and my immediately thought was, do I'm going to explain biology and chemistry to this person? Because the body can react in different ways for anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't understand. I prefer the silence most of the time.
That's it. Because someone says, well, personally, oh, it's hot in here. You say, yeah, it is a bit hot. And they say, yeah. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
or you could throw a real cat amongst the pigeons and they say, it's a bit hot in here. You said, oh, I find it a bit cold. And then all of a sudden, you've got this conflict. That person says, really? How could you be cold when it's so hot? And you say, well, how can you be so hot when it's so cold? And that's it.
I just don't have the patience to pretend that I care enough. I'm like, they start something, I'm like, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
I truly don't care. So, yeah.
Oh, so you're a man after my heart because seriously, I hate nonsense. Yeah, like you're in a meeting and someone goes off on a tangent about something which doesn't matter. It brings nothing to the conversation. Small talk, or they think they're being insightful. And you're like, no, you're not talking about the thing everyone else is talking about. And small talk is a condensed version of pointless words.
And I heard several theories that say that small talk is the way to, in certain way, take the ice from the conversation to start the conversation, but I don't feel that way. I can connect those two stuff of breaking the ice with the small talk. Yeah. I just feel in my case adds an extra layer of ice.
Oh god, yeah, the good old, it's an icebreaker. Let's do the icebreaker. Yeah, it is when you're put. There's nothing much worse than when you are in either. So you're the guest of a friend, or you're gone with your partner to see one of their friends, and they've got a partner, and there's kind of two people which are kind of linked through other people, but all of a sudden you're both together and have to talk, and it's like, oh, how do you know Dave? Oh yeah, I know Dave through Simon. Oh, okay. Do you work with him? No. Do you? Oh, no. Have you known him for long? Well, not really. And it's just, and people aren't good at it.
I don't know if that's a weird move to start. Probably that's why I'm always lonely. But I always start by a weird random question, like a philosophical one.
All right.
But I get probably okay, yeah, yes, this guy's gonna be stand here in the corner alone. This is weird enough.
We know exactly where to find Stea, and that's in the corner. Yeah. You just stand there and go, oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, so why do you think green is called green? And people are like, oh, I have not drunk enough for this conversation yet, Stea. I'll get back to you in about in about 3 beers' time.
In about like 10 years' time.
Yeah.
When I move out town. Amazing. I feel that, like, I don't know if this happens to a lot of stand-up comedians or not, but I feel that I'm always testing material, even in public.
Yeah.
So I'm always starting some premise. I'm like, oh, what do you guys think about this or that? Or like, did you ever thought about this? And they're like, no, we are trying to have fun. I was like, me too.
Yeah, give me content, people. Because on the flip side, anyone who finds out you're a stand-up comedian will turn around and say, well, tell us a joke then. And you go, well, it's not really the same now, is it? If I had the guts, I would love to start every kind of small talk conversation with not, oh, nice shoes or anything like that. Just want to go in with, something hard hitting. Just like, hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Yeah, how many sexual partners have you had? I don't know, and just see where they go from there.
Or just start as like, do you believe in the lizard people?
Yeah.
You think they are true?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Elon Musk, does he eat babies? Yes or no? Like, and they're like, oh, hi, sorry, what was your name again? Yeah.
Exactly. That's a way better conversation.
It is, rather than walking in and say, oh, cool, bit rainy, isn't it? Like, bit rainy. Yeah, is that because the human race has gone so full in and creating acid rain, and one day it's just going to soak away our skin? And they're like, I don't know, Geoff. I'm literally just in the queue at the doctor's. You're like, like, what do you do? Like, so,
I enjoy sometimes to go to like that dark comedy, if you want to categorize, that is like trying to prove like that the wrong person, like wrong people in society along the history, they were right in their point of view. So I just try to prove that they were right. Try to like go madness and try to see how many people agree with me. So I can give you an example that doesn't go to stand up because I feel it's very offensive. That is, I thought that Genghis Khan was a great entrepreneur. The guy was just testing swords. It was just like, it works, nice, it works, another one. I enjoy like going to those thoughts, but people think that I'm crazy, so it's fine.
There's nothing I like better than either the work do of my partner or a friend. We kind of that situation where you're invited and don't know, because this is where you can just be a little bit mad, be that person who says who was that guy, who was the guy, that, or a wedding where you've got no responsibility, like a friend's wedding, and you just sit there making absolute kind of trouble for yourself and everyone else. And those are the kind of conversations that you get into or should get into with just absolute random people. No, I fully support the Genghis Khan behavior.
I know that it's wrong to think that way, but again, it's fun, like the creative process of thinking that.
Yeah,
I enjoy the whole process of like, I'm gonna create something upon something that is not true entirely. And that is amazing.
Yeah, and do it for a reaction as well. I mean, and I do think that's what a lot of people don't understand about kind of comedy. And I've kind of mentioned about this previously with other comics we've had on the show from my kind of brief stint doing it a few years back, is people will intentionally seek out a comedian that they know they won't like and know that they'll find offensive, so they can moan about it, rather than sticking to the kind of comedians and comedy they like and enjoying it. Because a comedian, you go and see Frankie Boyle, you expect to hear, you should expect to hear something. Now, if it's person A's kind of material, great. If it's not person B, then fine. Not everyone has to enjoy the same thing. But that's why, I've got some terrible, really pushing, and I'm not going to say it on here through fear of repercussions, but kind of questions and where people go, like, I haven't offended, I haven't said anything too bad, but it makes people think. A less offensive one, what I love to say, especially around my wife's friends, is just things like, in around the small talk, you say, biologically, it's a complete lie. Biologically, men get worse colds, so we get man flu because women have periods, and it's the universe's way of evening things up. Now, in a group of women, that goes down like a lead balloon. but it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. But the men do seem to enjoy it. But it's a good little nonsense small talk.
The way that
I say, what's small talk? What is your kind of your idea of hell then? What's the situation that you find yourself in most likely? Where, because it's the uncomfortable silence that a lot of people don't like. Me, you sat there in silence, no one talking to me, no problem. But other people cannot take it. What's your kind of nightmare scenario for that?
it's just I just enjoy most of the times not be approached, to not like to just be on my own. Like I want to be in my space. I don't want someone to like, how is the weather? Come on.
Yeah.
Please give me a gun and let me kill myself. You're asking that. Jesus.
Do you know what though? On the flip side, I love stoking the fire. So you know when you're in a queue and everyone's been waiting for ages, whether it be I don't know, you're waiting for a takeaway or a doctor's surgery or something, and it's become very noticeable something's wrong. So all the people that have been there the longest start kind of looking at each other, and the eyebrows raised, like because the acknowledgement, and then there's the the puffing of the cheeks and shaking of the head, and it's like, looking at the clock, it said, there must be something happening because I've been here. How long have you been here? And people start talking about how long they've been waiting for things, which is the most pointless thing because you're all waiting. So why talk? Yeah. Why are you talking about how long you've been waiting for? And then all of a sudden someone goes in and be like, "Oh, it's like I've won the lottery." Like, no, you're saying words for the sake of saying words. Just don't talk. Just go into your appointment.
I know what you mean. And the thing that I hate about like people interrupting or like interrupting my silence is that like in my mind I'm thinking about random stuff. I'm like trying to make my mind like busy, and someone suddenly is like, "Oh, what about this?" And I'm like, "I hate you. I lost the track of my thoughts." I was creating here like a full stand-up comedy routine, and you kill it.
It's like, well, you need to wear a sign that says, "Unless you want to hear what I'm actually thinking, do not talk to me." That's it. Maybe that's the rule. If someone interrupts you and says, "Oh, how you doing?" you're allowed to say exactly what you're thinking at that moment in time.
Oh no, that's not going to end good for me. No,
make it a rule for everyone, and a lot of people will start being more silent. They will stop talking to strangers.
Also, I feel that like the small talk brings to another topic inside the small talk. That is like those people that create the small talk but don't need interaction to continue a conversation, and they're just like, "Why? I didn't ask about your personal life. Why? I don't care."
Do you know, it is that. Oh, it's raining, isn't it? Raining a lot, isn't it? Yeah, good observation. Do you know what? My dog hates rain. In fact, the last time I took the dog out in the rain, it ran off and ran to the car, and it wouldn't come out from underneath the car. And then I was there trying, Fluffy, come out. And then they go on a 20-minute spiel about how they couldn't get Fluffy out from under the car. You're like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this.
But I would enjoy though if they would have the trouble in creating a story in there. It with me doesn't happen. That it's just like, "How is the weather?" I don't reply, and they're like, "Oh, I'm having a hard divorce," and I'm like, "I didn't ask. I don't care. I don't know you." Well, just go straight to the point, and I'm like, "What the fuck I'm doing?"
Oh, do you know what? I am boiling, but not as hot as my ex-wife. Like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, it probably is more for people's kind of uncomfortableness of silence, isn't it? Because we are,
I think so,
especially in the UK, people don't like if you're quiet and on your own and happy in your own company, people think you're a bit weird, and they want to make sure that you're okay, or at least not weird. And I think we've proven that we both are probably quite weird, despite the fact we thoroughly enjoy talking for a living. That's the crazy thing, right? That through content creating, love having a good old chat. But this is informed.
And you touched there a point that is like a lot of people think because I'm doing stand-up comedy, I enjoy talking to people one-to-one.
Yes.
And that's not the true. I don't mind talking to a bunch of people in the place, but I don't enjoy to like trying to create that conversation one-to-one.
Yeah. Yeah, because so people want from interaction either kind of camaraderie, I know, love or opportunity. And you're not going to find those things. So you're not going to find a new friend very rarely. You're not going to find the love of your life, and you're not going to find that amazing new job. It's unlikely. Okay, some may argue that if you don't have conversations with as many people, then you're never going to find those things. But also, I know that the next person I talk to isn't going to be my next best friend. They're not going to help me move house or fix my car. Yeah, so and if someone asks me, oh, do I think it's hot out today? I'm going to say, look, I'm happy to engage in this conversation with me, but I need you to come and change the oil in my car for me if I'm going to engage in this conversation. If they say no, then I'm out. I don't have to answer.
But you're saying that it's like I don't even want people to help me in anything. I'm like, just move out of the way. I don't care. And the thing is, after that, I have friends that is like, yeah, you should try to be more empathetic with people and be nice. And I was like, no, I don't want to. That's painful. I don't care enough.
That's the stamping of the feet and the shoulders. No, I don't want to talk to people.
No. And I admire people that like can pretend that they care. I can't. I don't have a filter pretending that I care. I'm just there like, yeah, sure.
See, this is where I fall short because I actually feign caring quite. So I've got 5 children, of which are, I've some 3 of them are adults. But for 22 years, I have feigned caring about a lot of things. Yeah. Oh, almost did a Rubik's cube. Oh, well done. You scored a goal. Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. So because I think I'm so accustomed to doing that with the children, I do bring that into real life. And that does leave me susceptible for not only open to small talk, but small talk then turning into a conversation.
Oh, fair.
Because I give off those cues of, oh, really? And it's like, oh, Geoff, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
You've opened the door now, Geoff. Shut that door. So I just like to go, no, fuck! And then kind of then run away.
The thing is, I don't say anything and they keep talking and I'm like, what I'm doing wrong? I'm not saying anything and they still talk and I'm like, oh, come on. Why?
Just, I don't know, walk around like a balaclava or just, maybe just walk around with something really weird. Bag, like for clean up dog poo, right? It doesn't have to have dog poo in it, but just the illusion that it does. And if they say, oh, have you got a dog? Just say no.
I love that.
And they'll very quickly look at you and they go, oh, okay, yeah. And then walk off. Just something like that. Make them think you're not like, quite crazy, but there's something just not quite right.
The thing is, I still need to make promotion of my content, so I try to be normal. Because that's why I don't send people to other places like that. What I'm talking is like, because I need to be nice to people to sell content, to sell tickets, and it's like, come on, Jesus Christ, why?
Right now, I know you said at the start you're not sure if we can make this better, and usually by now I've got some idea, but. It is because it's small talk because it's so pointless. But first, you got any ideas? Because I'm struggling.
There was a friend that said to me that they should create an app with like just ideas for small talk, and I thought that's like fascinating. Just the idea of like having a random thought, and that random thought is like the way to start a conversation. I feel that if someone creates something around that. Could be a interesting way to start a small talk.
Yeah.
It's like about a certain topic and they start, oh, okay, yeah, that's interesting.
So you kind of feel that actually then, instead of making small talk better, maybe making everyone slightly better at small talk, introducing some parameters.
Yeah.
So for those who small talk too much have to come down and meet those who don't want to small talk at a level that's comfortable for everyone. You get 60 seconds. You get you get a weather conversation. You get something. We as non-small talkers will accept this transaction must happen, but it's done quickly, and everyone moves on with their life. Like maybe it's education.
That seems a good TV show, a good pitch.
Okay,
Just like you just have like a red bottom, and there's like they start the conversation like nope.
Oh my god! So kind of like was it X Factor? So you've got Simon Cowell, hands off. This is ours. So you've got four judges who are experts in talking bullshit. So you've got your Piers Morgans. You've got You've got Sheila Buff, who's kind of off the reservation slightly. Yeah, and you have to impress them with your opening small talk. My gosh. So, well, that's it. We've made it better. We've made it better by literally making a game show out of it.
Yeah.
Hit that buzzer. We have a winner.
But what is like the final round? What do you gain in the final round? Because you're not gonna keep like pushing that. It's like the beginning is fine, but like the process to like get to the final, you need to like upgrade something to be something different.
Yeah, to be fair, it's probably a record deal, but no, in these shows, everyone gets a record deal these days. I mean, I've seen Jedward, so I know it can happen to anyone. Do you know what though? If you pitch that to Simon Cowell, he will eat it. He will eat that right up. We'll probably have what's that? Scherzinger and Louis Walsh will be there. Louis Walsh will be all over that. Right, so look, I do think we've made small talk better purely because I love the idea of a small talk game show so much. It's unbelievable, so much. It's like The Voice. They're not allowed to see the person singing, so they have to go. It's just this one time, bang. That's it. Here's my small talk. Go.
But do you think if like the voice of the person is just annoying, even if the conversation is fine, it's just like you're gonna eat the buzzard? Because it's like if you have a pitch voice, it's like yeah. It's like come on, I cannot deal with this.
You're right, and there's some pitfalls as well. Kind of people who chew gum instantly red buzzard. If you want to chew gum, I have nothing against people chewing gum, but don't do it whilst you're having a conversation with me because chewing in general makes my skin crawl, and lots of hand touching face. I could, do you know what? That is a whole nother episode. I think so. We'll go on. In fact, what we'll do is in the second series, I guess, of this podcast, I'm going to be bringing people back who've got follow up, and maybe that's it. So next time we actually move, if you're having a conversation with someone, if they've broken down the barrier of small talk and get us into a full blown conversation, what are the no-nos? Stea, that is fantastic. Thank you very much. That all that is left is for you to please tell us what is it you've been working on, where can we find you, and what have you got upcoming?
One of my main platforms is my YouTube channel, in which the long content form in which I did and I produce and everything is there, is under Stea Productions. I have since vlogs, if you enjoy seeing just people walk, go to places. My stand-up comedy, I launched recently a short stand-up comedy special called Morbid Thoughts. And as I said to you before the podcast starting, I have an exclusive announcement to make here in this podcast.
Yes.
I'm working at this moment on a script for, so I will say that this sort of a fictional podcast, sort of a philosophical novel, almost likely as like Russian literature, for people that are familiar with that, in which approach the character in a philosophical manner. So I'm working on that. I can even talk about like what the title and the purpose of that.
Yeah,
that
please
is
do.
the main thesis of that. The main thesis is on this character is just based upon one character in that whole short series, that is trying to find the meaning in life. So he goes through all these existential questions, through all these doubts in his mind, and these thoughts.
Wow.
So his way to navigate life and try to see his perspective, the perspective outside from people that see him and find him weird. So it's trying to combine all these versions in sort of novel in audio format.
Wow, that sounds
At the
fantastic.
time, at the time, I was thinking on doing this for like a book, but the problem with books nowadays is very difficult to get to a publisher and to make it work with the less amount that you have, because
Sure.
the time that I have right now is not too many. I work a full-time job. I don't have too many days off. So it's very difficult to like spend the whole days to get the book done and
Yeah.
try to publish it. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna try to make this in a way that can be enjoyable for people and also enjoyable for me to write.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that was my way of thinking.
That sounds fun. And what's that titled?
So far, I'm still trying to find the title, but it's something around the meanings of life, the
Yeah.
searching of the meanings of life.
Okay. And when do you think that's going to be ready to be in production?
I hope it will be ready around end of January,
Wow.
but also I'm working in several projects that will be launched. Some of them that I cannot even talk because we're just like trying to set like the production value, everything.
Wow.
So I'm just trying to work around. This one is something that I've been reading for a while. The rest will be something that I will announce further.
Well, we very much look forward to that, and all the links will be in the bio, and I'll update it as you release more stuff. And I very much hope that once we've concluded season 1 of the Make It Better podcast, you'll join us again, and hopefully we'll have more updates.
Yep, sure.
Fantastic.
Was really lovely to have me here, and I really enjoyed. Thanks very much.
Yeah, no, it's been my pleasure, and thank you to everyone listening for joining us on another episode of Geoff Jones and Friends. Make It Better. I feel like we may not have solved small talk, but a small talk game show is the future, and I very much can't wait to see that. Anyway, thank you very much, Stea. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, everyone at home, and thank you, everyone listening. And just goodbye from me, and goodbye from Stea.
Yes. Thank you very much once more, and I hope you guys enjoy it.